So that was my experience with my firstborn daughter, and I didn't pay anything at all since I was covered with GuardMe as an international student. And with my second daughter, I didn't pay anything at all since I became a permanent resident here in Canada when I had her. And everything was also covered through OHIP. Hi everyone! In today's video, we're going to talk about getting pregnant and giving birth while on student visa here in Canada. So I know most of you didn't know me yet and haven't watched our video. So let me introduce myself. Just a short background. I was an international student and I got here as an international student in Canada, and I was from the Philippines. So I came here last April 2021, and then at the same month I got married to my Canadian boyfriend, and I took project management at Loyalist College, Belleville campus, and our class started around May 2021 to December 2021. So it's just a short program. And then yeah, so I have a note here with me, so I'll be able to keep track on what I am gonna say based on my experience. I came here in Canada like 1 month earlier than my program started. So I have an insurance which is included on the tuition and miscellaneous and everything. So our school provided our health insurance, and they are partnered with GuardMe. So since I have a GuardMe insurance, the validity of my health insurance starts May 2021, since that's the start of my class, to April 30th of 2021. So they gave me like 1 year of health insurance. And as what I've mentioned, it is already included with the tuition fee. I was not sure how much is it. I forgot, but it's already included. Since you have the GuardMe insurance, you will be able to know the policies and all, like what's covered and what's not, and how much you will cover for everything. So since we are talking about getting pregnant here in Canada, they will not cover if you got pregnant while you are in your country or before you got here in Canada as an international student, or if you got pregnant before your policy starts. So let's say, for example, I got here in Canada last April, and let's say I was already pregnant last April, or I got pregnant before I came here last April, that means your pregnancy will not be covered with your GuardMe insurance, since your policy starts when your school starts. So in my case, I got pregnant while I was an international student. If you have a GuardMe insurance, you can also reimburse your expenses based on your pregnancy. If you have a GuardMe insurance and you got pregnant while on a student visa, everything will be covered, including the checkup, prenatal, and everything. Like even after you gave birth, everything will be covered. If you go to any clinic or hospital, some clinics don't have a direct billing, but most have direct billing. So in my case, when I go to my checkup to the hospital, I didn't pay anything. Like I didn't pay even $1. And also the hospitals that I went to and the clinic I went to, they did direct billing. But if your hospitals or the clinics that you're going to, they don't do direct billing, you can do your own claim, like do the reimbursement. So just keep your receipts and then submit a claim, and then you will be able to get the money back. Another thing with GuardMe insurance is that you can extend your insurance. So in my case, it is based on my experience. So since my insurance will end April of 30, 2022, then I'm gonna give birth by May of 2022. That means if I were gonna give birth, they will not cover my expenses at the hospital. So it's funny because I only need few days, so that when I gave birth at the hospital, everything will be covered by GuardMe. So what I did, I emailed them, I chat them, and I even called them. So I'll be able to know more about the extension. So they told me that I can extend my insurance for 30 days or 6 months. So in my case, the expiry date of my GuardMe insurance was April 30, 2022, and then my due date was May 10, 2022. So I asked them that I want to extend for like just a few days, but then they told me that the only minimum days is only 30 days. So I grabbed the 30 days. So they told me that I can extend my insurance as a graduate and not a student. It is because I finished my program last December of 2021 and I called them after I graduated. So I made an account as a graduate and then I was able to extend my policy. So they extended my GuardMe insurance from student to graduate from May 1 of 2022 to June 8 of 2022. And I paid 195 Canadian dollars. So you can extend it for 6 months or a year or depends on you. So in my case, we only applied for 1 month extension since my due date will be by May of 2022. So that was my experience with my firstborn daughter, and I didn't pay anything at all since I was covered with GuardMe as an international student. And with my second daughter, I didn't pay anything at all since I became a permanent resident here in Canada when I had her. And everything was also covered through OHIP.
Now let's talk more about GuardMe insurance. So here you will be able to see the travel medical insurance policy. So there's an important note here, and then the requirements, then the coverage period. And here, if you have an insurance, the overall limit of this policy is 5 million Canadian dollars. So in this section, you will also be able to see the benefits and then the benefit amount per emergency medical benefits. So here you will be able to see emergency and then non-emergency benefits. So since we're talking about pregnancy, you can see here number 10. This is if your pregnancy is in serious complications. So the benefit amount is 50,000 Canadian dollars. But if your pregnancy is an emergency, then they will only cover 25,000 Canadian dollars. And you can also see the rest of other benefit that you will be able to cover. And then the next page, you can see more details about your emergency medical benefits. So in this section here for the emergency, and then this section here is for the non-emergency. So let's go to number 10 for pregnancy. Serious complications. Charges related to serious complications of pregnancy, including newborn care, up to 15 days are covered to a combined maximum of 50,000 Canadian dollar. So it says here, pregnancy must commence after the effective date of the policy unless coverage is purchased at the time of enrollment in a college or university program, in which case the pregnancy must commence no more than 30 days before the effective date of this policy. So serious complications includes miscarriage, stillbirth, infection, threat of life to mother or baby, preeclampsia, incompetent cervix, and hemorrhoids, and do not include normal conditions of pregnancy, including but not limited to morning sickness, spotting, ultrasounds, blood, and urine testing, including testing for gestational diabetes. So this policy must be in effect for the entire term of the pregnancy. And then here, if you go to non-emergency benefits for pregnancy, It charges for prenatal, childbirth, and newborn care. Up to 15 days are covered to a combined maximum of 25,000 Canadian dollar instead of 50,000 Canadian dollar if it's emergency. So it's still the same. Pregnancy must commence after the effective date of the policy unless coverage is purchased at the time of enrollment in a college or university program, in which case the pregnancy must commence no more than 30 days before the effective date of this policy. The policy must be in effect for the entire term of pregnancy. So like what I've said, you can also check more benefits on this policy here. And then just scroll down and then you'll be able to see everything, like including the claim procedures if you will do the reimbursement, if the clinic or the hospital won't do direct billing. And they will also provide this guard me summary. So here the benefit for the summary, you can be able to see more information, and then you can also see there where to email them or contact them. And then here's the summary for the policy. And then here, this is an example. This was my guard me medical card, and you can see the start date and date and then group number or policy number because they needed that if they will do direct billing. Provide more copies because every time you go to the clinic or hospital, they will ask for this paper because this is what they will gonna use when they will do direct billing. If they don't accept direct billing, you will be able to do it yourself. I'll just fill this form part here, and if the hospital with, like what I've said, if they will do direct billing, they needed this paper because they will use this when they fax the document or if they will mail it. Here they will fill out this form, but only them. But if you will be the one to do it, then just fill out this upper portion here. And then here at the bottom, there's an information where you're gonna send this claim, and then for the medical providers, they can fax this document. And then don't forget to do this signature here. And that's it. So if you have more questions about Guard Me insurance or your pregnancy while you're a student here in Canada, just comment down below and I will respond to you based on the knowledge I know about and based on my experience.